Woohoo! There we go. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Everybody.
And look who I got. I got the beautiful two Cleo and Colleen sisters. And I'm so excited to have you here. We were supposed to be here last week and I didn't feel well. So we extended, and I appreciate you extending, ladies. That was very, very kind of you. So.
Oh, well, it just worked out fine. It just worked out.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
no big deal.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So I met Colleen. I'm trying to think, Colleen, was it like 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. Two years at least, I think.
Yeah. And immediately we hit it off because we're both Libras. We both have our ascendant in Capricorn, I believe,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And we both like Renaissance fairs.
Yes, we do. Very much so.
So yes. And so now her sister Cleo is here, and I'm just so excited to know everything. I've seen you on a few other shows, and I'm glad you guys are out there doing your thing. So Cleo, tell us, have you been doing what you're doing as long as Colleen has, or did you have a different?
No, a little bit different. I mean, Colleen's been into tarot and astrology, particularly astrology, ever since she was a little kid. I really got into this more back probably about 30 years ago. I mean, I've always had the tendencies. That kind of runs in the family. I kind of lean towards these psychic things, but I didn't do much with it until about 30 years ago when I was in a bad situation, and suddenly all these spirit guides came to me, and I didn't know what I was dealing with, but it was very helpful, and it was definitely a spiritual awakening, and I just learned so much, and now here I am.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I started dabbling in the 70s, and in the 90s I did a lot more dabbling, and then I took time to go to college and work and all that other junk, but I kept everything, and then I came back within the last 3 or 4 years, and I just have seen such exponential growth in everybody. It's wonderful to see. It really is.
I think this platform with YouTube is just so different, the way it can bring all these people together. I mean, it's unheard of.
That's very true.
So
I'm
really I'm just in awe of what's going on and all the talent that's out there, and all the readings that are going on, and that we can actually do readings over the internet like this is just amazing. I love it.
It really did. It helped an awful lot. And, between the readings for the political stuff and the astrology of everything, the political and other things, and how we're all going through this ascension energy, it's been just a wonderful share with everybody. And it seems to me wherever I go, whatever I listen to, if I listen to Colleen, if I listen to Andre Kaur or a few other astrologers that are out there, everybody's got a different, not a different a message. It's just that it's like it expounds upon each and everything. And so we're getting a little bit here and a little bit there, and it's all gelling. And I'm not an astrologer, but I love astrology. I do. I'm just not a mathematician.
I think it's very much like the tarot readers, where the astrologers are just taking different facets of the same gem and putting it out there.
And polishing it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's really exciting.
That's
really
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cleo, you say that you are cleotheseer. So is it psychic medium? Is it mediumship? Or do you use cards at all?
I don't use the cards, which has been, I didn't know that was going to be such a big deal until I got on here. Because there's so many great tarot card readers. But no, I don't really use the cards. I just connect with my spirit guides and ask them questions, and they give me answers. And that's about what I do.
That's awesome. I wish I could just do that myself. I know that I only use the oracle cards, and I didn't even start out that way. This is what I started out doing, interviewing people, really, and bringing in a little bit of what I knew. And now my computer's going to be wonky. Oh, did you see the difference in the light all of a sudden? Yeah. Anyway, oh dear. Hold on. There we go. All right. I think it's okay. Sorry. But you know, as we get going and we get, I don't even want to say better at what we're doing. I'm just going to say we get more exposure to other things. But people don't have to read cards. For me, it's just a way of tapping into the symbology and utilizing that as a help, I guess is the best
Well,
way.
and I think that's, you know, from the tarot card readers I've seen on here, that's exactly what they're doing. They're psychic mediums, but they're just using the tarot kind of to just get a feeling for something, you know, and then they just take off from there.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird because I will say something and all these readers will take off doing something, and as it ends up, we all come to the same
conclusion.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I love it.
I know, it's great. It's great. So, Colleen, I can't remember. Do you do cards as well? You do cards. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I do pretty much. I do a weekly political tarot reading, polytarology, and I do. I also get together with some readers, and I use cards in some of the questions. But I like bringing healers on, and I've done quite a few shows with different kinds of healers who use all sorts of different methods and
modalities.
I'm not that, but I certainly love that energy, and I love supporting that energy, and I love adding my energy to it. Because one thing that I find about these group sessions that's so important for everybody to understand is that we magnify each other. It isn't just linking the energy. We magnify what we all do. Because I find when I'm working with several different mediums, all of a sudden my mediumship is kind of like kicked up a notch.
Absolutely.
You know? When I'm listening to other astrologers, my astrology kicks up a notch. Tarot readers, same thing. So we all act as amplifiers for each other, which really helps your reading. It really helps what you're doing. Because you know, some of this stuff, it's just like, should I say it? Is that something?
I know. No, I understand completely.
If I say that, are they going to just like kick me out? Are they like,
going to say, am
I going to lose my psychic card if I say that? You know.
When I was in Sedona, I went to Mel's workshop, and it was fabulous. But one of the things that he worked with us on is the remote viewing idea of being able to see what a card was that was in an envelope. We were doing that, and he gave us the choices of what it would be. And afterwards, he asked us how many people thought it was this, how many people thought it was that, how many people thought it was this. And so he said like a star, and 2 people put their hand up. And how about a square, and this and that. And everybody was, you know, and there was one, nobody put their hand up. And he said, I'm going to tell you that this is what it was. I think it was a star. He said, but if you didn't get a star, that doesn't mean that you didn't interact with somebody else. It could be that you were reading their mind and what they were thinking. And so that made me feel so much better for some reason. It was like, okay, now and I think that describes what it is that we have. It's this bounce that works when you've got people doing the same type of thing. So absolutely.
I mean, it's the same thing as people wearing jewelry with the stones that they like or the crystals that they like. It just amplifies. It brings it out a little bit more. So anything that you can do to help, I'm like, hey, I'm all for that. You know,
really?
Yeah. Give me a helping hand, I'll do it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, if you ever want to do a tarot, you said call it poly tarot. Is that what you call it? Or
polytarology.
Polytarology. Well, if you ever want to do a oracle, let me know. I think it would be fun. All right. Sounds good. I'm just going to say hello to some folks here. We are simulcasting on Colleen's channel and this channel, and we are keeping our fingers crossed that very soon Cleo will have her own channel.
Yeah.
But I believe I put your email up in my information. So if people want a reading, is that okay?
Yeah.
It is. Okay. Because they can just contact you and do it that way.
Yeah. Right. Well, we're doing something a little different here because this question has come up before and I wasn't ready for it, but I talked to Colleen about it, and we decided that if somebody wants a reading from me, they're actually going to get me and Colleen, and it'll be the same. It'll be the same price whether they got her or
Yep.
me separately. It doesn't
Okay.
cost more. But yeah, I'm not set up to do it, and she is. So I'm just
Yeah.
taking advantage of her stuff. I'm just taking advantage.
That's
Hanging
what
on her coattails.
sisters do that all the time.
No.
Like they share their clothes and stuff when they're growing
Yeah,
up.
and she's my big sister. I'm sure I can never catch up doing enough things for her that she's
I'm
already
sure.
done for me.
I'm
So,
sure.
yeah.
Well, I think 2 for the price of 1 is a good deal. So,
Yeah.
yes, and you probably Zoom, don't you? You Zoom with your folks. Is that
I'm
what you
actually
do?
going to use StreamYard because
I've done that too, and I like it. Don't you? I like doing it that way. Yeah, I think StreamYard's better than Zoom, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just have to
Yeah.
get myself better acquainted with, because I was doing Zoom up until a couple months ago. So I just have to get better
Yeah.
acquainted with how you record it so we can give him a recording at
Yeah.
the end. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like StreamYard.
Much easier. Much easier. I agree. So, hello, Teresa, and hello, Sherry from the swamp, and happy belated birthday. I saw you had some fun last night with these lovely ladies. And Sherry, I mean, being 29 again, that's always a good thing, you know. So happy birthday, dear.
She's 29 again.
Hi, Marby and Akila, and who else? Ivana, nice to see you. Wildflower Wind, Janet, Starhawk, Lauren. Wow, a good group of folks here this afternoon. Thank you all for being Scorpio Mama, Lauren Hunsinger. And I love this Starhawk. I'm going to put it up and share it as I'm saying hello. Rossi's Den. And who else is here that I might have missed? Anybody? Jan's Free is here. Esther's here. G. Covington. Wow, wow, wow. Sherry, you're on eternal repeat. Well, yeah. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't even mind being 45 again. That's how old my daughter is. So, you know, that wouldn't be a bad age. That wouldn't be a bad age. But so Starhawk's always been empathic and knows things, trying to grow and explore what I have and what will come. I had found this really good explanation of what it is to be claircognizant, which is knowing things. And I read all the things off, and every single one of them was what I am. And I think a lot of it is intuition, don't you, girls? Don't you think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been claircognizant, and it's got me the reputation in my family of being the annoying little sister who thinks she knows everything.
Somebody's got to do it, Colleen. Somebody's got to do it.
I know. And now I turn around 30 years later and I look at my sister and my brother and I go, duh, I did know what I was talking about.
You did know what you were talking about. So, yeah. My husband used to believe me when I first met him. Everything I said, oh yeah, you know, but not recently, but it's been 23 years. So I guess I understand.
Yeah. My favorite phrase used to be that my favorite sport was being right. And
that's great. I love it. I love it.
People thought I was pretty annoying with that, and I don't blame them. As I look back on it, I'm like, there's a lot of ego in that statement, but you know,
I know.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But back to Starhawk's comment, Starhawk, that you're probably claircognizant, and I feel like that is for, especially for women, I think that is one of the harder clairs to really develop, because you're constantly second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
You're constantly thinking, is that my imagination, or is that my opinion, or is that just what I want? And the answer is no, you're just right. You just got the message. But you have to, if you want to develop this to really be able to use it as a tool, you have to practice. And I find for cognizance, probably the best practice is to just take some mediumship classes, because it gives you the opportunity to practice with people you don't know, who you don't have any garbage and baggage with, who are not judging you because they're in this class. So they're probably not judgmental people. Well, they could be, but they're just toning it down. Like me, like I really have to tone it down. But that practicing is so important, because you'll get things that you're just like, where the heck did that come from? When you're only listening to those claircognizant messages that come into your daily life, they become a part of your script in your daily life, and you just take it for granted. You don't keep recognizing that, oh, that's a psychic thought. That was a psychic message, right? Yes. If you're in a class and somebody's waiting for you to read them,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, I
Yep.
might even be writing it down, then these are the psychic messages that I got. And so it affirms that your gift is real and that you can
Yep.
trust it. And it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. And then
Yep.
other things open up too. But that sense of knowing is what claircognizance really is.
It is. Yeah. It's
Well, and
absolutely.
it gets just a little, the trickiest part I found, especially in the beginning of trying to understand what's coming through, is to let go of everything you've thought and
Yeah.
let go of your ego and
Right.
and try just to take in
Wait,
whatever's
we're
coming
supposed to
in.
let go of our ego?
Huh?
Yes,
supposed to
Colleen, it's a
let
lesson
go?
you should know now. Come on.
You got to let go of ego, and you don't, if you're thinking about something and that you want something to happen, but you already
Right.
have that in your mind,
Yeah.
then you influence the message. And so anyway, the trickiest part I found, and not anymore, but in the beginning, is just to let go, and whatever comes through comes through. And then when you hear something that absolutely makes no sense, then you actually know that you've heard the right thing, because it's
I
not
know.
that.
Yep. Yep. That's absolutely true. I remember my husband, who has his own abilities but doesn't believe it. Somebody came into the office when we were working together to pay a bill, and they said, I'm going to pay the bill ahead for next month because I'm going on my honeymoon. And so my husband said, how do you suppose Fiji is this time of year? And they said, well, how did you know? He could have picked anywhere, and not necessarily. And so he went, oh, I was just a lucky guess. And I'm like, that's not a lucky guess. That's really listening, and it just comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
little too lucky, that
I
guess.
know. I
Yeah.
know. Ivana, I find it easy to read people I don't know. I agree with that, Ivana. Yep.
Mhm.
Practice is invaluable. Helps me not only get out the message, but find my voice to deliver it. Perfect, dear. I agree with that. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
absolutely. That's a good one.
Well, and this platform on YouTube is, if that's what you're into, and just it takes you from 0 to 10 so fast when you're
True.
working with all these other people that are so psychic and so good at what they're doing,
Yeah.
that this is one of the best places to learn how
It's
to
a
do
great
that.
training ground. Yes, it is.
It is.
I also like it when they're in the chat and they pull cards as well, and then they tell me what they pulled. I think that's fabulous. It's a good practice. It really is.
I haven't seen that happen yet, but
You haven't?
Yeah.
Okay.
not that somebody over there is doing cards, but just
Yep.
within the group. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I mean, the people in the chat is what keeps this whole thing going. So we're really
Okay.
dependent
We
on
do.
this group of people showing up. So thank
Uh-huh.
you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh, yeah. They're the
I'd,
best.
I'd like to comment on Hypnicity's question.
Okay.
How do you know it's not prejudiced? Okay, so here's the deal, Hypnicity. Queen of the ego talking here. So you do have to try to identify if the thought comes across with any sort of ego-based opinion,
Mhm.
like, is the
Mhm.
message coming through with an I or a we don't, or a you don't, or is it kind of a more neutral message? When it's more neutral, it's probably coming from spirit. If you
True.
can feel that it's anything of linking to a real human emotion or a human opinion, then it's probably prejudiced, and maybe even your own prejudices are jumping in there. But
True.
also tap into your heart. How does your heart feel when you're getting the message? If your
Mhm.
heart is kind of um, open and feeling really, really free and good, great. If you're
Mhm.
getting if you're getting a little weird feeling in your throat chakra, then probably ego.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two chakras
Well,
that you can really tap into.
I want to take that one step further then, Colleen.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
When we read on politicians who are not our favorite subject,
Mhm.
it's hard not to be prejudiced, isn't it?
Very hard,
It is very
very hard,
hard. Yeah,
very hard. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a little post-it on the bottom of my monitor for when I'm doing polyterology that says, they know not what they do. and send them love and light.
Yes.
Because
that's very true.
And I still come up with some pretty scathing things to say about these politicians, but
yeah. But you've got the astrology too, and that really pinpoints a lot more than, let's say, cards or other readings that we might do. Yeah.
Well, I think when you have a bunch of people doing politics, that you can have some disagreements, and then we kind of go around go around to each person and keep going around until finally we get somewhere. Like just yesterday, we were doing a thing, and there was somebody came up with a time thing about. I said something was going to happen within the 12 to 18 months, and they thought 8 years. And I've been thinking about that all night. And what it really was is the beginning is 12 to 18 months where we kind of step into this era of it's kind of enlightenment. And it doesn't just involve politics, but politics makes a big difference about how things are going to go. So what he was getting was this 8-year thing. And at first I was just kind of really disappointed. 8 years, how could that possibly be? But then, yes, when you're talking about politics and you're talking about the law, everything takes so long.
It does.
That it might, we might be getting on this base of this new enlightened energy with within the country especially, and that it might take 8 years to fulfill this full cycle of whatever's going on.
So the energy can be affected for that long, whatever that energy.
Definitely. Sure. So we actually were on the same path, but we kind of had to go around in circles and circles until we finally got to that place.
I get it. And that even can change depending on what the energy is.
Definitely.
As we have seen. I just read that, what is it? Ivanka has decided to pick up Kushner and throw away the Trump name.
We talked about that yesterday
too.
We
read on that one too. First of all, who thinks that Kushner is a good last name? I mean,
that's the first thing I thought. Right? Oh my God! Yes.
Like, honey, and second of all, isn't she divorcing him in a New York minute? I mean, she's going to be rid of him and his name, but that will mean she has the same last name as her children. That's one thing that But the other thing is that what makes her think that with a name like Ivanka, that the world
it matters what her last name is.
It doesn't matter what the damn last name is.
Right.
Her first name is like, C3PO. Like nobody else has that name.
Yes.
So and plus,
I know.
She's just barking up the wrong tree. She's just.
I know she is, and it's almost at this point. Somebody wrote, "Who cares?" and Hypnicity did, and I don't care either. But I just thought she should have done this a long time ago. She probably should have done it the day that he didn't accept the election. Like back in 2020.
I think that was at that point that she really started looking into this whole thing and backing away right when he started with this nonsense of. That this, the election thing that I think she'd had it at that point. Like, you got to be kidding me. We're talking about an election. We're talking about the president. We're talking about Joe Biden. You didn't win, Dad. You have to accept that.
She also had that situation with, was it Letitia James monitoring the Trump business where she tried to get out from under that and say that business, and they dragged her back in. I'm did. Like, Ivanka, you are not paying enough for your lawyers because they dragged you back in. So
I know. Yeah.
Sorry.
It just reminds me. It reminds me so much of her being at some meeting with all the bigwigs. That time that Trump brought her to it. It was like Macron and everybody was there, and she went over and started, hi, and they all just kind of.
I know. I loved that. I love that clip.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel like change your name. Go ahead. We don't really care anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's really going to worry about it one way or the other.
No, I don't either. So,
Jules. Yeah.
Yeah. Jules, how long did it take you, Colleen?
So this is not going to be what you want to hear, but when I was really a small child, like my sister had said earlier, I was interested in astrology almost before I could read. The first thing I wanted to read when I learned how to read was the horoscopes in the newspaper. And as soon as I did read them, I said, this is a bunch of garbage. How can you do one horoscope for the
For
whole darn
everybody.
month for all these millions of people? This is crazy.
Yep. Yep.
The next thing that happened was my brother took me down to an astrology bookstore and got me a real simple paperback where I could just do things kind of simply. And again, I said, okay, this isn't the whole deal. I need some more stuff. So by the time I was 10, I had the ephemerides and the tables of houses and all the books and all the stuff. And I was casting horoscopes, doing all the math because there was no computers then.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Oh my God, girl.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I think it's a past life thing. I think
Yeah.
it's something that I've done in many, many, many
Sure.
past lives because it just comes to me. And at that point in time, interpreting charts was mainly me channeling the symbols in the charts. So
Sure.
I was doing that
Sure.
then. It's actually coming back, but it's taken a while to come back. But that's the depressing answer for you, Jules Snyder. So, you know, it came to
Well,
me
she
as a
said
child.
she figures it takes a long time, but will you be offering an astrology class for people that might be interested?
I do teach an astrology class. I haven't taught it since before COVID, just because
Okay.
I taught it through my coven, and I kind of felt like it was their class, but it's not. It's my class. I can teach it anytime I want.
Sure.
But also, people today are learning astrology much quicker. For one thing, there's
Sure.
lots and lots of higher education institutions that actually teach courses with degrees in astrology. There's tons and tons of online stuff that you can do with astrology. I
Yeah.
think it's good if you're really a raw beginner to take a class like mine, the 101, and I go 101,
Yeah.
102, 103. 101 is just the basics.
Basic.
What are the signs? What are the planets? What's a horoscope? How does it fit in together? And what's all the vernacular?
Right.
Level 2 takes you more into, now I want you to spit back to me, what does all this stuff mean and how does it interact and how do you see it in a chart and what's going on? And level 3 is really doing chart readings and really understanding that. So yeah, it does take some time to learn it, but there's nothing that says that like over the course of a year you could learn an awful lot about
Right.
astrology, probably be
Yeah.
doing charts, especially because you don't have to learn the math.
Right.
It's all
That's-
done on a computer.
You know, I am very interested. I think I need to take it. So I know you're busy up through the fall. So maybe in the winter when everybody's at home, you should offer one, Colleen. I'd love to take and see how it goes. I really would. So I'm sure other people would too. And Jill said she'd take your class too in a New York minute. So.
Oh, great. Great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like talking about astrology, and I have done the class for, years now. And I think I have the explanations kind of down so that most people can understand it. Because a lot of it is just the misunderstanding when you have, there's
Yeah.
got to be like, maybe not quite 1,000, but there's a lot of different terms that you
There
have
are.
to learn. Just what are the terms? Just how do you say it? What is it? And then you
Right.
have to figure out how all of that interacts in a horoscope. So there's
Right.
a lot. There's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a
I
lot.
think it sounds really difficult in the chart itself and all those little symbols and stuff. It just
Yeah.
looks so cool.
It does. I know.
I
Yeah.
look at it and they're just like, what? I don't get this.
Yeah, but I'm not the only person on the planet who has had past lives as an astrologer.
No, I don't. Lorraine does astrology, and there are several others that do. And it's on how much you love it and are willing to take the time to understand it, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you have to have some patience and some concentration, I guess. And so I want to just know a little bit. I don't need to know how to do it because I can call Colleen or I can call anybody else, Lorraine, whatever. But I would like to know, how conjunctions work and how, whatever, works with what. And what I really think, I had a past life, not a past life. No, it was, I can't remember the name of the astrologer, what she did, but what she did was she looked at my chart and she told me all these things about, well, in 1958, this happened. And in 1976, this happened. And in 1992, this happened. And it blew me away. It was like everything she said, and she was just looking at this chart. And I also like the ones for placement of where you want to live, like astrocartography. That really is fun to me. to learn about.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
really
when Colleen has done this, when we've been doing readings and people are doing the tarot cards, and then Colleen can, you know, especially with the politics, if she knows some politician's birthday, she can apply that to whatever our reading is. So it makes it really interesting.
It really does. Yeah, it really, really does. Wow, that's fascinating. So I'm going to go ahead and Scorpio Mama, I got your question. If anybody else wants to ask, we're at the half hour. So I want to make sure that we do a few readings anyway, but I love doing this too. This is important to me. So Starhawk said, I've learned lots from the psychics and mediums she follows. I found that I resonate with some, but not some others, not even close. And it does make it easier when you absolutely, Starhawk. I agree with you 100%. And that's anybody, don't you think? Sometimes we just don't resonate with certain people. And so we have people that we feel like we have more in common with, or that we, you know, that sort of are in our circle. So, but that's awesome. That's why it's so nice to see all the different people that are here and that offer sometimes the same thing, but not quite, you know?
Yeah.
All right. We are definitely all different. All right. So let's see.
But one thing you can be sure of, and this, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that everybody I've run across on YouTube definitely knows what they're doing. Whether you resonate with them or not, whether you agree with their answers or not, they know what they're doing. And so everybody is benefiting from this. When you've got this huge collection of psychics and mediums, it's just, you know, take advantage of it. It's
I mean, I can't even I came here because of the 2020 election, and like a lot of people, which is, oh my God, what are we going to do? We have this crazy man. And then I noticed, I never knew there were this many people doing this kind of thing here. I would have come here many years ago, but I will say this. There are some people that have told me they tried a YouTube channel in about 2015 and they were laughed off YouTube. So, and so I really think it was just the paradigm shift. There was a paradigm shift.
Absolutely.
And now we have the ability to be here. But if we had tried this even earlier, it may not have gone so well for us.
Right. This is the time. This is the time. Everybody is being drawn into this because there is something going on. There is an energy that is, when I'm talking about that 12 to 18 months of just getting this base, this thing, we are all going to be enlightened. And and it starts with the psychics, mainly because psychics know how to tune in to their spirit guides. And so, I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. I'll get into it way more when I get my own channel up and running. But that's where I'm going with this.
Well, that's good. No, that's good. I was told a couple of years ago, we just need more and more channels. We just need it. We do. You know, we feel like, oh, there's more people now. We have to divvy our time up and stuff. But no, we've got to be out there, sort of spreading the word, and so I think it's wonderful. Yeah. Hi, Jay. Hi, Arlene. Okay, Viviani, I got your question. Rossi, I got your question. Ivana, G. Covington, a June birthday. No, that's all right.
My air conditioner was not going on, and it's really hot in here.
Oh, it is? How hot is it out there?
I don't, let's see, is my temperature on here? Usually I can see the temperature. It's not that hot outside, but my upstairs where my studio is just hot and stays hot. So I have an AC.
We've got a beautiful day here in Washington. It's 73 degrees, no humidity. It's like nothing so rare as a day in June. I don't know.
Wow.
Isn't always that way.
Well, and I'm in Seattle, so
am I.
Yeah, I got the same weather as you.
Yeah.
And, it's
I didn't know you were out here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
All
right, we got quite a number of Seattleites out here that are, we really do. That's great. Yeah. Well, I'm outside of Seattle. I'm in Kent, so, but same thing, same proximity. All right, so Scorpio Mama, do my guides have anything they need me to know?
Well, let's find out.
Watch your calorie content. No, I'm kidding. No, you're right. People are looking for hope. Yeah. Hi, Lisa Foster. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, beautiful day in Ohio. Beautiful day in Pennsylvania. Okay. Thank you, Vivian.
I've seen Scorpio Mama on here before.
Yep.
But I don't remember what was being asked at that time. But let's see. Well, it depends, how are you feeling about your guides? These questions that are so broad like this, I love it. But on the other hand, I'm like, where are they going? I wish I had a clue of what they're looking for. But
well, I threw a few cards. If I can jump in. What it's showing me is the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So I take that to mean be grateful for the blessings that you have. Be grateful for the love that you have in your life. Appreciate the love in your life. Because when things get tough and you do need the support of your family and loved ones, you don't want to doubt it in any way. It's not that it might not be there if you're not loving and kind now. It will be there regardless. But you want to feel confident in them. And also, I'm going to pull one of these. I have this cool deck, which is all Maxfield Parrish pictures for the major arcana.
Yeah.
It's just the major arcana, but it's really cool. So I'm going to pull something out of here. This one's sticking out.
Okay, she said that she's asked about her future baby. I'm thinking the Scorpio Mama is talking about in the past readings that she's come across on here.
Yes.
She's asked about her future baby and about my spiritual ability. And I vaguely remember something about a baby.
Yeah.
But, there's been a few people that have asked about the baby. So I wonder if she's still wondering about that.
So the last card is the Fool. It's a Maxfield Parrish picture. And
beautiful.
Fool represents a leap of faith. So Scorpio Mama, how do you see the future and your future baby? How do you see that? Like what my sister was saying in the beginning, how are you feeling about your spirit guides? How are you feeling about your spiritual abilities? Because I think if you are at all tuned in, and you probably are if you're watching this video, really all you need to do is get very, very still and ask for help or ask for a sign. Ask them to communicate with you. Ask them to protect you. Just ask. You'll get whatever you need. Just ask.
Just ask. Yeah. I got here, Scorpio Mama, it's all about perspective. And this cracks me up because every time I get this, I think of it as spirit saying, being a smart ass in some ways, but really everything is always about perspective, how we see the way the world works, how we see our place in it. And yet I think it's asking you to be open maybe to new perspectives that might be coming in, something you hadn't thought about before. Because it says here that you are able to overcome any obstacles that you might be having, maybe in particular with getting pregnant or having your baby. But when you find out maybe you're not pregnant each month, that you get a little angry about it. I don't know if that's true or not, but think of it as this. Your baby wants to pick the exact time, ask the astrologer up above me here, to be born. And so that perfect time has to coincide with when you get pregnant. And so I'm just going to leave that there.
Nice.
That sounds good.
Nice. Yeah. Really nice.
Disappointed. Yeah, I understand. Not, angry. It sounds like you're throwing up, pitching a fit. And I don't think you do that. So, yeah.
Well, she is a Scorpio. I mean, come on. She don't put good if she wanted to.
What are you, Cleo? What is your sign?
A Leo.
Oh, you're a Leo. Okay. All right. When do you see VL getting into a relationship? I'm guessing a love relationship, VL.
Right away, I got 3 months.
Oh,
I got summer.
That's 3 months.
yeah. Yeah.
So hot fun in the summertime.
Hot fun in the summertime. I saw your perspective. I shuffled these. But look, there's 3 people. So maybe that's what it is. 3 months. There you go.
3
Yeah.
months.
333.
There
Yeah.
you go.
All right. Let's see. We've got Christine Brooks wanting to know if she can have a birthday reading. Her birthday is 8/31/60.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Virgo.
Virgo. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody just wrote Cleo the Leo. Well, isn't that funny that
Yeah.
That's
That's what you are, girl. Cleo the Leo. Maybe you can have that on your
on my channel.
Yeah. That's good. Hi, Sandra K. Thanks, Jay. Let's see.
All right, I got a few cards here.
Okay, go right in.
So Christine, right now the universe is telling you that you have had to bide your time and take it slow and be very moderate in your choices and very, very conservative in your actions. But that's the past, and the decisions that you've been making in that mode of being very conservative have paid off. And if they haven't paid off already, they're going to, at least by the time of your birthday. You get the sun. So if you're waiting to get something new off the ground, any kind of new project, if you're waiting for good news about your health, good news for somebody's health in your family, somebody else to get pregnant, something like that. The sun is all those things. So all of those things are coming for you around the time of your birthday. But you also have a couple of cards of things that you're going to have to contend with on the heels of your birthday. That's a very difficult situation. There'll be a big, big challenge emotionally. There could even be a loss. And I didn't like getting those cards at the end for your birthday reading. So I picked another card and it came up with the 4 of Wands. So through that challenge, you will come out just fine. You will come out understanding how to handle your emotions and how to handle the difficult circumstances in a very balanced way. Look at that guy dancing, balancing on one leg. So very, very balanced. And 4s are a number of foundation. So when you get past this difficulty after your birthday, you will have a very, very strong foundation for the rest of the year moving forward.
Is she in her Saturn return? No, she'd be 63, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Not quite.
Okay.
Well, she's passed.
I see a moment of serenity after the birthday, September, October, a time of, got through that, and just kind of like, and feeling good about it. Whatever that thing that seemed kind of difficult there for a while. Once you got through it, it was like, what a relief, that's over with, and it worked out okay. And I didn't think it was going to, but it did.
Yeah.
So actually, in the end, it's really a good year for you.
Yeah.
Very good. I got here. You're on the right path, girl. And just stay in balance. Make sure everybody needs to know to do that. And also, forgiveness is going to be very important. Forgive yourself for anything that you feel like you may have missed out doing or being forgiving of, and of others. But yeah, I see a pretty clear path for you too after your birthday. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Have a good birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Viviani wants a general reading. I can give you a little bit of background here. She's been going through a hard time, Cleo. So some big changes in her life. So I think she's really wanting to know how that's working out. What part of it that she's in right now. I'm hoping that's right, Viviani. I think it is.
And I think I've seen Viviani's on some other shows that
Uh-huh.
I've done.
Yep.
And of
Very
course, I
talented lady.
recognize these names, but I don't remember
Oh, I know.
what's going on. Well, a lot of times, especially with psychics, when you're telling people stuff, you don't retain all that information. It's just coming through you and you're spitting it out. And, and so when they come back around going, hey, did that, how'd that work? You don't remember what
I know. I can imagine that. And they say, remember when you told me this? And you go, well, not really. No.
and we're not meant to remember that stuff. That's not our messages. That's
right. Because they're coming through us. That's it.
Yeah. And also you're on a higher plane. You're vibing up here, and it's impossible. You see so many psychics, they're apologizing. They're like, oh, I can't remember that guy's name, or, oh, I don't remember what it's called. Of course not. You're way up here.
Be kind of scary if you did. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, for this, may I have a general reading? I don't see anything that's...
She wants to know if you recognize energy of a person if you're reading them several times. Wiki does. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
I do know that yes, I have definitely with some of these people. I have definitely felt some energy, and sometimes just instantly.
Sure.
Like we talked to somebody. I think it was. Oh God, it was in the last week, and she was having trouble and needed to find out about getting a restraining order. And I instantly
you could feel that energy. Sure.
Yeah, I was totally pissed. And I kind of just blurted this out with her about, you damn well better get that, and you don't deserve to be in this position. And so yes, you do definitely feel the vibe. So on this general reading here, I knew where I was going a minute ago. That they are these ups and downs that you've been going through are going to level out a little bit. And whatever you're reaching to, or whatever you're going for, I say reaching. Why did I say reaching? Whatever you're going for is going to not work out exactly how you want it, but things are going to get smoother and better, but not maybe exactly how you visualize something happening in your life. So I don't know, whatever that means to you, maybe nothing. That's the feeling I got about it.
Okay. She says she needs to make big changes and she's anxious about it.
Okay, so just chill, just relax a little bit, remove yourself from the thing that's causing the anxiety, and just take it all into yourself, and just let it go. Well, let it go, and then think about it. But I mean, don't let it bring you down, because that's, when you're thinking about something too hard, you block it, and it just doesn't work out. So you don't want to feel anxious about it. You want to just, the changes, go with the flow. Go with the flow. And that's so easy for me to say. And when you're the one that's feeling anxious about something, you're like, yeah, right. You don't know what I'm dealing with, which I don't know what you're dealing with. But if you can just remove yourself from the obstacles there for a little bit, you'll get you'll get so much more clarity, and you'll be like, that's it. That's what I needed to know. And it's right there for you. You just have to chill out a bit, take yourself out of the terrible, well, not maybe terrible, but the changes that are causing the anxiety, and let it come to you naturally. When you least expect it, you'll get the answer.
Nice. All right. So I hope this helps, Viviane. The Hierophant comes up for you. So there are professional channels that can help you, professionals in whatever area that you're needing help with, seek help and advice. And also there are rules that protect you. So remember that you're not just at the mercy of who's ever making decisions. There are rules, laws, guidelines, that people have to follow. And there is a King of Cups watching over you in this. And this is a person who also knows the rules, completely understands them, but has a kind and compassionate heart and is able to understand the plight of humans and what we go through. And you may feel a little bit like you're having to fight for your rights, having to fight for what's going on. But this is the dance of the procedure that you need to go through. So if it's a legal procedure, yes, you have to go back and forth, and this is that dance. If it's a medical procedure, yes, there's a little back and forth, and that's what you have to do. So whatever the final outcome is going to be, there is going to be some sort of dancing that needs to go with that. And I pulled an oracle card from what is this one? I think this is Messages from the Angels. It's a Doreen Virtue one, and I loved that I pulled this card. This is just great. The card I pulled was Indriel. That's the name of an angel. It says, "You are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants."
Absolutely.
So
Wow.
have faith.
Beautiful.
You are happening, girl.
Yeah, and if you're feeling anxious because you have to kind of depend on somebody else, if like she was saying, law or medicine, if you have to depend on a lawyer or a doctor or an accountant, I mean, you can't make a certain move without somebody else's help. That person is that card that you just brought up, Colleen, about the
King of Cups.
That guy, yeah, that guy is in your view, and you can trust him.
Oh my God, he looks like Ted Cruz. I'm sorry.
He also looks a little bit like Clark Gable, and that's who the picture
Okay.
was after.
Okay.
I don't think.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's dealing with looks like that guy at all, but there is a male figure that you can trust him to give you the right advice or put whatever. Yeah. It's good. It's good. You're in good hands.
The angels are with you, Vivian.
Yeah, I have here. Listen, because success is coming, and look at that. It's like wow on your crown chakra. But I got the same thing Colleen did at the end. The light. Look at that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the angel of light is with you, and things are going to be okay.
Yeah. Yes, very much so.
Wow.
Good one.
Thanks, sweetie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I think that was like a $75 reading she just got there. That was
so Rossi wants a message from Spirit, but Rossi also just said earlier in the chat that feels it's very valuable for her to be here because she's working on her psychic and mediumship abilities, and she loves hearing how other people do what they do. So I'm just passing that along so that you get the idea where she's at. All right.
First of all, love the picture.
I know. It's a kitty
I used to have a kitty that looked just like that. His name was Zorro. I love that kitty.
Oh, that's cute.
I have to be careful. I'm starting to have messages for the kitty.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Well, boy, you're sure on the right track.
Mm.
You're on the right track. And Spirit is you're recognizing Spirit, and Spirit is recognizing you, and there's some communication going on, and as long as you stay clear and listen, you've got good advice coming to you through Spirit.
Beautiful. Yeah, I got I before I even laid the cards down, I got you're protected and you're moving forward in a very positive way, and that's all toward the good. And the cards are the Prince of Wands. This is a person who knows themselves and is kind of planting their sword and declaring to the world who they really are. And that's where
Mm.
you're at now. You're changing your identity by virtue of your psychic gifts. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to know who you are first, and then the world will see it. And the second card I got for you is the sun. So this is like birthing a child coming into these gifts. For you, it's all about just exposing your innermost secrets, but also protecting you and protecting everything about you and being more in touch with the universe and protected by the universe. And the final card is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, king levels, well, swords are communications, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and that bird, that hawk there has very keen eyesight, but this is a
Ooh.
lot about communication. So
Mm-hmm.
communications, but good eyesight, good visuals, looking at everything. And the king card is very interesting in the deck that I'm using for tarot. Kings are a level of mastery. So queens are very
Mm-hmm.
masterful too, but kings are at a level of mastery to where are they going to go from there?
Mm-hmm.
Who there is no promotion from king. You're king. So what kings can represent is somebody who is at that very, very high level of mastery and is moving on to the next level by retiring. So you may be ending a phase of your life and moving into a new phase of your life, retiring from one phase of your life and opening up to a new phase of your life because you've
Mm-hmm.
reached mastery on this level and now you're going to go to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Is that the cosmic tarot, Colleen? Wiki
Yeah,
wants to know. Yeah, it is. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. All right.
And I love the name of your kitty, Halle Berry.
love it. So
So
cool.
I have for you, your vision is coming to fruition. Look at that. It's gonna be brought right up like a buffet, like your food is on its way. It's right
Nice.
on in your hands, and they're telling you to let go, let go. And I'm gonna see, this is patience, but don't ask for it. Ask for freedom from fear. In other words, that's what you need to, you do need to practice this, but don't ask for it because then they'll just let you have to be patient. So we never want to tell people to be patient, but you've got it, girl, and you just need to believe it. Yeah. Wow,
I just want to say one more thing to her that
uh-huh.
when you're moving along this path and developing gifts, this is not a race, right? Nobody's
Yeah.
winning because they crossed the finish line before you because there is no finish line. And
Right.
you're in the exact perfect place that you need to be for what you
Mm-hmm.
know, your awareness, your knowledge, your skills, your talents in life right now.
Right
So
now.
it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. It doesn't matter if it takes you 10 minutes or 10 years. That
Yeah.
is the timing for you. And in the fullness of time, your gifts will be revealed, probably more than one. And
Yeah.
you need to embrace it and love what it is now and not hunger for the future for something that will come later. Enjoy
Yeah.
what is now and embrace what is now because it's beautiful.
And I do think the older we get a little worried. It's like, all right, well, I'm already this age, and then, oh my God, I don't want it to take longer. But it's not gonna change anything. You're gonna get it when you're ready to get it. You're
We're
absolutely.
all going to live till we're about 130 years old. You do know
Well, there
that,
you
don't you?
go.
I mean,
All
no,
right.
none of us are dying at 10 minutes. We're living a long time.
Yeah, yeah. That's we just need some spare parts. That's all, ladies.
That's it.
Exactly.
And they're making them every day in Detroit. So
That's right. So we are almost at the top of the hour. I wanted to make sure that it's okay to keep going. We have a few more questions. Is that okay?
I'm okay.
Oh
Cleo,
yeah.
you
You're
okay?
okay. Okay. I always ask people because I don't like to make people stay if they have to go. So
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Appreciate
Yep,
that. Yeah.
of course. So Ivana would like a general reading. Ivana was with me in Sedona when I was there, and Ivana has her own channel here, and she's doing very well. And so I just wanted to give you a little background on her. Yeah, we had so much fun there. Oh my God,
It feels like everything I hear about Sedona that you guys all just you went into it and then all became slightly more enlightened or whatever and kind of floated home.
we floated home. We did. You're absolutely right, Cleo. We did, and on the way there, I had all these signs. I had rainbows, and I had angels in the clouds, and I had hearts in the clouds, and I had all. You could, if you asked for that stuff to happen, you wouldn't see it.
Right.
So yeah, it was just very, very magical. It really, truly was.
Wow.
Yep.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Is that something that happens yearly?
It was. Yeah, she's done it 3 years in a row, or 4 years, four times. I was told this was one of the better ones. That we had a lot more people apparently, but she says she doesn't want to do it again. And I don't know if somebody else might take up the gauntlet or whatever. But it would be. It's really magical to be able to see everybody and talk to each other, and
Yeah.
and it just, there's something about it that's very cool.
Yeah.
Susan Lynn called it Mystic Disneyland. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since Ivana has come from that environment, and a general reading, I'm thinking you must just be at peace with yourself right now, and that was a great experience. But that's not really being very psychic. Everybody had a great experience at Sedona, so if you can hold on to that good vibe, yeah. Just go with it. Go with the good vibrations, the good energy that you picked up from there, and and I'm going to have to check out your channel. I got to get your name here.
Oh, that is it. Yeah, Ivana Intuitive is the name of it. Yep.
Okay, I pulled a few cards. So,
all right.
Ivana, what's coming up for you is the Two of Cups. So this is the beginning of a new relationship. This could be a romantic relationship, or it could be a business partnership, or it could be a new, very, very, very deep friendship. So something with all this magic that you're feeling, your heart is opening up to a relationship. So that's really, really exciting. And it's going to be pretty quick. When it starts, it's going to just kind of barrel headlong into the universe and really get some things going. Now, after you get the whole thing going, then comes the work. So I think this might be a business collaboration that you're going into. And there is a lot of work involved with it. The 10 of Wands comes up, and that's not something to back off. Yeah, business partnership. Yeah. And it's nothing to back off of, the fact that it's going to be a lot of work. I mean, all of us work our little bajikas off. So, I mean, what's new with that? But what this is going to result in is for you to learn a new way of working. So there's a new way of doing group work. It's almost like you're apprenticing to maybe to your spirit guides you're apprenticing, or maybe you're apprenticing to this partner. But you're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to create a lot of things together. And what I'm really getting from this is that in this relationship is that the combining of your energies is not just 2 and 2 equals 4, but like 4 squared. Like it's just exponential. That there's almost like a chemical reaction with this person, that what you learn and what you develop perhaps comes from spirit. And that is really, it's like, whoa, I never knew spirit could inform that much about my business, but they can. And yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, this is gonna be really exciting.
It's a good combination. It's a very positive combination.
That's great, Ivana. Yeah, look at that.
So buy stock in Ivana Intuitive now, because she's taken off.
There you go. Get out of my way. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So I pulled the patience card, and remember, but I'm feeling like, hard work does take time. So that's okay. But yes, your intuition is booming. There's the third eye lighting up for you, and things going well. And look, the partnership idea sounds right. It says you are not alone. Look at that. And behind you are all your ancestors, angels, and guides. So it's not just you and a partner. I mean, you're partnered with all these people too.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Good luck. Good luck.
Well,
Good luck.
that must be what I was picking up on, because I didn't understand it quite until you just brought up that card, because I kept thinking, well, there's more than one.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, so what Allie said.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's always advantageous to be the last one that can sort of bring in all of the energies from all the different readings.
Well,
you know,
it works.
It worked. All
and
right.
another $75 reading.
That's right. We're making money. Here we go. All right. So G. Covington, a general read, and I know that's hard for you, Cleo, but yeah, maybe if she a message maybe from a guide or something. If your guides are talking to G. Covington's guides, I don't know if yours do that or not. I guess
Would it help if you knew their first name?
No,
No. Oh, okay.
It doesn't make any difference. I just will look at the question and kind of focus on how it was written, and well, everybody's waiting for me.
Oh no. I'll pull some cards.
I'm shuffling.
Yeah, I'll pull them. Oh,
I'm shuffling also.
You are. Not off to Buffalo, though. All right. So what I got, G. Covington, is it's important for you to accept yourself just the way you are. And once you do that, it opens you up to more potential and more possibility. This woman is looking in the mirror, and maybe this woman doesn't like what she sees. I mean, sometimes I see all my wrinkles and all my little age spots and stuff. But I say to myself, I earned these, I earned these. So we have to accept ourselves the way we are. And it's telling you to take the first step into what the next direction of your life is. Do it confidently. Whatever you're thinking about doing, it looks like it's going to be a step-by-step process, because it wants you to move into the fear and just move through it. We're all afraid of things that might be. But if we think about what is and what the good potential is, the positive is, there's nothing to, like Roosevelt said, nothing to fear but fear itself, honestly. So there you go.
And that's exactly, I'm so glad you did that reading, because I was just thinking there's some blockage there. There's something going on that you're not feeling real comfortable with. But sometimes the best things come out of things that you don't really want to deal with. And once you deal with it, it comes out so much better. So try to relax and let go of anything that you think, it's a thought process with this person of they just need to change your thinking or clear your mind, one or the other, but don't allow yourself to be blocked.
I'm just writing in the chat.
Well, that's not helpful.
A novel? A
I'm
novel?
sorry, I haven't written anything in the chat since we went.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah. And we do. Yeah.
I do have some cards. For G.
Okay.
Okay. So this kind of goes along with what Cleo and Allie said, but I have a slightly different spin on it. So the first card that I got for you is the moon. So if you are having these blocks, they are certainly things that you are capable of unblocking. And what I'm going to tell you is to pay attention to the moon and how the moon affects you. And there's the new moon and the full moon every month, and they're both going to affect you in different ways, because they will always appear in one sign and then the opposite sign. So it'll hit different parts of your life, of your chart, and it will emphasize different things. Shameless plug, you should watch my astrology videos about the full moon and astrology, because I go over in detail what is going on for each of those lunations. The full moon video, I give a breakdown of all of the aspects, but I also give predictions for your rising sign. With the astrology video, I will always, especially if it's a significant new moon, I will include a little brief thing about the full moon, referring back to my other video, but I will do a big breakdown of the new moon. And you should, if you're at all into this jazz, and why wouldn't you be if you're watching this video, I think that you should start tracking what signs the moon is in and what happens to you when you go through those moons. And just the fact of doing that will help you get in touch with the way you're feeling, and those blocks are going to come to the surface then. But a little self-awareness is what you need to practice right now so that you can get to the source of those blocks and try to release them. The next card that I got for you is the King of Cups. And that's a person who's very intuitive, who's very loving, who's very masterful at this stuff. I think basically this is just telling you, wait a couple months and go get another reading. Seriously, that's what I think it's telling you. And as you go through this stuff and you start working on the blocks and getting things worked out, life is just going to be much easier, much, much easier. Six of Wands is regularity, regular stuff. I know who I am. I know how to handle myself in this moon, in that moon, in my job, in my home, in my car. So it just gives you a feeling of regularity in how you handle yourself in everyday life, which right now you're feeling a little jerky, a little friction, a little like you're not quite comfortable in your clothing, like your shoes itch, like you're just not really comfortable with stuff and you want to get comfortable. And I'm telling you, start with the moon. Start with the moon. It's the easiest thing to do.
I love the idea of Valerie at Illumination Portal does astrology as well. And she said, definitely track the moon, the astrology and the moon that you're feeling. And so this last one was Sagittarius. Is that not right?
Yeah.
It was, yeah, the one we had yesterday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do, it's like when I pull, Susan used to say, pull a card a day and track how everything is what messages you're getting. So anytime you can do that, it's great. Wow.
And you will, by doing that, you are sending yourself to spiritual school, and you will be amazed at how quickly you will advance and grow in your gifts. It's just, that's all it takes. It doesn't take hours and hours. It doesn't take going to some special retreat. It's just, get a date book, start writing things down, track what the moon is saying, and you will explode spiritually.
So Hypnicity is looking for a birthday reading. Now tell us, I saw that Lisa Foster's birthday is Friday. And when is yours, Hypnicity? Real soon? Well, obviously if it's June, but that's really awesome.
Looking to see.
Thanks, Arlene. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. You like the full moon in Sag, Lorraine? That's cool. That's cool. That was the raspberry. It was the raspberry beret. No, it was a strawberry moon. Sorry. Oh, 625. Okay.
So at the end, 625. Are you a Cancer then?
She must be.
You're a Cancer. Yeah, you're a Cancer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Hypnicity is a Cancer.
Watery sign, right?
I have a real good friend from Seattle whose birthday is June 25th.
Huh. And that's where Hypnicity's from here too.
Oh, really?
Yes. Hypnicity is, Wiki
Wait,
is.
Ted, is that you?
Yeah. Uh-huh. You have to move. Come on over. We'll have a party. Mm-hmm. Terry's from here. Terry Suzuki.
Oh my goodness. And, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus.
Uh-huh.
Good Lord. So, oh my gosh. Tell me truthfully, Hypnicity, do you live with your mother? Cancer, Sun, and Moon. Or are you your mother? That's what it is, right?
She has the Star of David in her chart, she said.
Cool. Very cool.
Uh-huh. Hi, Pierrette. And somebody else snuck in here, too. Who else snuck in here?
Well, I'll say that on the birthday one, that date's important because that's where something changes in your life. Something begins to change. It was 6/25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something begins to change for you at that point. Ask the astrologer. I don't know what those dates mean or why that would be important, but it feels like it's important. It feels like it's good. It feels a new level of energy, and
yeah.
it's something to look forward to, really. Where a lot of times, depending on your age, we aren't really all that looking forward to the birthday.
Yep.
In your
unless we're like Sherry. Sherry's 29 again, so she doesn't have to worry.
oh, okay. But yeah, you've got something within something in your path that's happening that has to do, not necessarily, it has to do with that date of your birthday. So that from that point on, things start taking off. Things start getting a new energy. That's what I get.
There you go. She's been waiting a while for it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I threw a few cards, and the first card that I got is the devil. So I'm going to say that what you're changing is whatever that connection is with the devil. And that could be any kind of an addiction. It could be somebody who's manipulative. It could be that you are manipulative. You're a water sign. Water signs have a tendency to be manipulative just because they understand human nature so well. They know how to push people's buttons, and therefore they can manipulate them. So there is something about the devil that you're going to lose for your birthday. And once you do that, it's all clear and you feel at peace. So there's something that you're really, really, I don't know if it's a big temptation, if it's an actual physical addiction, a mental addiction, addiction to Netflix. I don't know what it is, but something that you're going to have to give up, and that's going to bring about this metamorphosis that Cleo is talking about for June 25th, for your birthday. In the middle of the reading, we have the King of Swords right next to the Ace of Swords. So that also talks about new beginnings. But remember what I said about the kings before, about retiring from something that you thought of before. So a lot of this is very cerebral. We're coming up with the King of Swords. This is all in your head. It's all academic. It's all communications. It's all the keen eyesight of hindsight is what it is. So you're going to look back on this and go, man, I should have done this sooner. But like I said, you're in the perfect place for your life right now. So think back, look at what that experience taught you. That's also going to inform your path as you move forward. So there's no mistakes. There's no accidents. All the stuff that we do and we think, ugh, why did I do that? No, you learned from it. I mean, I married 2 different narcissistic husbands. I learned from that. This is the stuff that we do in our lives. There's no mistakes. And this Ace of Swords is very, very hopeful. And it comes right next to the Prince of Cups, which is really you. That's a level in the cups that is somebody who is very intuitive, very giving, very protective. The Prince is like the knights in this deck. And so very protective, somebody who, guards secrets, has great respect for other people's issues, problems. Why? Because they've gone through things like this with the devil. That's where you develop so much compassion and tolerance, is by going through these very, very, very difficult things in your life. So even if it's difficult, don't curse it, bless it and let it go and move on and learn from it.
Yep.
So happy birthday.
Yes, she's been doing shadow work, so it makes perfect sense, she says. Yeah. I go within when things get tough, but you are a Cancer, so go with the flow. You can go in and still go with the flow. And just remember, once you get through it, to show your gratitude for everything, even the bad things, because they did teach you. Absolutely. Thank you, dear. You stared him down several times. Good for you, girlfriend. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Marby would like a general reading for the month. Next time you come on, Cleo, I'm going to have people put some questions that are really specific up for you.
Well, this has been, I'm getting used to the idea that a lot of people will ask the same thing about what do my spirit guides want to tell me and that kind of thing. And so I'm starting to get used to it. But originally I was like, how does anybody answer that? Because it's so broad, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I'm good with it. Okay. I'm getting better at this.
Yeah, well, it does. It's something to have to get used to, honestly, for all of us. So, yeah, I understand.
On the job training.
OTJ.
Well, it seems like we should be in front of a person, or we, get a piece of jewelry or do something like this. And I'm like, well, no, this is a whole different thing. And I just didn't even know this kind of thing existed. So yeah, I'm working on it, and I'm getting better all the time.
What I have to tell you this. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think you're doing pretty damn good.
I do too. I think you're doing fabulous.
Thank you.
I have gone to some of these expos, and it's very interesting when you're in that energy of the expo where there's all these readers and crystals and this and that. Oh my God. To me, it was oppressive. It was competition. It was, call on me, and I like this much better. We're collaborative. We're not competing. And to me, it's just so much, I don't know. It flows beautifully. Yeah. And we're not here to outdo each other or anything. So yeah, sometimes spirit knows what kind of people we are and how we need to deal with what we do.
Yeah. And YouTube is just ever so slightly selective. People are choosing you. Whereas when you go into an expo, it's in the public, everybody bought their ticket and they just want to go in. And so, and same with the readers. The readers are not that discerning and selective. They're just like, oop, I'm going to get a bunch of readings, so I'm going to go. I mean, not to bash people who want to make money at this, that's fine. Right. But the energy, I think there's a certain critical mass, when you get too many people doing that, it is overwhelming. And if everybody was an empath, if it was me, I'd just be walking around like this.
Well, I did. I wanted to try it out with Terry Suzuki, and I had a really nice time, but I just saw too much ego and too much competition, and I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with it. So
that's hard. That's really hard. All right, what do we got here for Marby? That one. Ooh, what a beautiful reading. Oh, let me go. This is gorgeous.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So the month for you starts out with things being very, very happy, very harmonious, very copacetic. And I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but whatever relationships you have, whether it's family or a lover or just friends, it's going to be really nice relationships, just flowing and happy and harmonious. And for business stuff or just for being productive, you may have a feeling that you're kind of like waiting for everything to happen, but just remember that things do happen in their own good time. Like when you plant the seeds in a garden, they don't come up next week. They come up when the plant grows and it flowers, and then a vegetable comes and whatever. So you can't rush that process, but this is, I got to tell you, for all the cards I pulled, this is the most negative of all of them. So this is a really nice reading. So
it is a nice reading.
Yeah. Hardest thing to conquer, then you're very lucky. You're going to feel very protected, very happy, very serene, protected, but also secure. That's the word I was looking for. Very, very secure month, and feel like, you kind of stepped in it. You got everything that you want right now this month. And now I don't know what sign you are, but the Queen of Wands came up. So if you're a fire sign, this is you. And this picture was drawn after Liz Taylor, if you can see.
Okay.
Right? And so the Queen of Wands is a busy queen. She's if this is you, see if this resonates for you. The Queen of Wands is a very busy queen. She knows everybody's business. She does not gossip, though, about it. And she can keep a million little balls in the air. Like she can just juggle like nobody's business. She's not happy unless she's busy. And she's very powerful in that because she knows what everybody can do. So if she gets, too busy over here, she'll just say, Marvin, do this. And she knows that Marvin can do it. So that's either you, if you're a fire sign, or it's somebody who's close to you who's making life easy for you. And your final outcome card is the Magician. So you are making it happen. You are manifesting like nobody's business. If you've got any kind of a challenge or an obstacle this month, you are just going to, literally wiggle your nose and make it go away. It's just going to be really good. So excellent for you. Wonderful, beautiful month. And, you're a Libra, you're an air sign. Okay. So this is going to be a friend of yours then, who's sort of going to be your wingman and make sure that everything just goes great for you. So great.
That's awesome.
Have a great month. Congratulations.
Great, Marby. Yeah. 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 All right. And I unfortunately have put the thing down. She just wanted general read. I got change coming for you, Marby. Definite change coming, and the universe is telling you to persevere on your journey wherever you're going, because look what's ahead of you, the light. So you're heading in. Yeah, beautiful cards from me too. Beautiful. Good for you.
Yeah, I've got a really positive about Marby. That you're just, for one thing, you bring a positiveness to your own path. You're just you're a very you're a cool person. You're not a drama person. You don't put a lot of drama into this, and because of that, a lot of things come to you because you're open to it. And so,
Wow.
yeah, you're going to have a great month. You're going to have a great. I think you're going to have a great year.
Well, good for you, Marby. I'm going to come and join you wherever you are, so I can do. That's awesome. All right. Okay. Yes. Thank you for putting that up. I've been telling people this, the astrocartography, because you can look and see where you should go visit, but you can also look and see where that Saturn and Pluto line are. And you don't really want to move to a certain place, but yeah, there you go. All right. So I have a question from Sandra Kay, and I'll put that up last. But last night, Claudia got a hold of me, and she said that Mark, Spirit Whisperer, told her that her cat, Pookie, who was a feral cat she found and was taking care of, it was an outside cat, that Mark felt that the cat had passed because it's been gone for several days. And so I did a reading, and I just, I was thinking more in a line that Mark is probably right. And I was saying, trust the universe. You took care of that cat when you did, and so on and so forth. But I thought maybe, since she's here in the chat, and she did too, that maybe you could look at it, because it's a kitty cat she's wondering about, named Pookie, Pookie.
Well, on my end, I just recently lost a kitty, like last week. So, I don't really feel that this kitty's gone. Might be lost though. Might be having a hard time finding its way back, and wherever it's a little bit scared. Yeah, no, I don't think that the kitty's gone yet. But she's testing fate. The cat is testing fate.
Okay. It's a black and white tuxedo kitty.
Yeah.
And she had to keep it separate from her indoor cats because it was feral. And but she's just devastated by the thought that it may be gone, or maybe frightened. But if it's a feral cat, isn't that the propensity of the cat to just want to stay outside, and because that's what it knows? I don't know enough about cats.
How I wonder how long you've had that cat. I mean, if it's been around for a while, then it might make its way back. But if it's been like a few months, it's just, I don't know. Cats are so weird. I mean,
yeah, they are.
A dog will find its way back, and a cat might not. But when they're feral like that, and they're kind of skittish and freaked out, they get discombobulated. They're not sure which direction they're going. But I think this kitty's still around. I wouldn't totally give up hope on the kitty. I think the kitty might show back up.
Okay.
But it's I don't feel like today that the kitty is gone. I don't feel that.
Okay. Well, that's a little hope for you.
Who's got eyes?
I am spiritual. 25 cats. Oh my God.
Sure, good for you.
Okay. She's been in the neighborhood for a year or so. Okay. So you just recently, though, have taken her under your wing. So she may be in the neighborhood somewhere, and you're just not able to nail her down somewhere.
I'm wondering if you didn't get locked up in somebody's shed or something, because now people are going out and mowing their lawns and stuff.
Yeah. That's true.
I could see that kitty getting into a space where it's like, uh-oh, I
Yeah.
can't get here.
Can't get out now. Yeah. All right.
But
Maybe
I think they're okay. But as far as finding their way back to you, it might be a little tricky. But
Mhm.
do whatever, keep. I don't know. Did you keep putting food out or something? What drew the cat to you in the first place? I would keep doing that and hope that the kitty could figure it out.
On your Pookie cam, you saw 3 different ferals feeding at your food station. Okay. So maybe she will find her way back if there's a food station. Hi, Craig.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she might just be if she's a neighborhood cat, she might just have gone to somebody else's house and is hanging out there for a while and
Sure.
just,
Yeah.
just likes whatever they're offering.
no,
I
I feel like she got stuck somewhere.
Oh, okay.
In a
All right.
shed, or maybe somebody brought her in. But I mean, this cat doesn't really want to be inside. But it could have gone somewhere to hide out for a little bit because it got freaked out about something, and then the door shut because they put the mower away, or they put the car in the garage, or wherever the cat might be. But yeah, I feel like the cat's still out there, and hopefully it'll find its way back.
Well, there's some good
lots
news.
of love to you, Cat Mama, because I know
Yeah.
that you're really hurting for this cat.
I know.
And so
Yeah.
lots of love to you.
So I guess the reading I did for you last night about trusting may mean that maybe that did mean that, she might come back. And Hypnicity's cat was gone, and Hypnicity's cat was a found cat, and now it came back after 10 days. So she needs the vet. Okay. All right, honey. Well, we're putting out a lot of love and light to that beautiful kitty cat for you, honey. Yeah. Yep. All right. A final question for you, Colleen and Cleo. Who helps you when you use a pendulum or dowsing rods? Any thoughts?
Does anybody use a dowsing rod?
Yeah, people
Actually, Claudia does.
No, anybody in this group. Any Allie?
Oh, no, I don't. No, I have some, but I haven't used them. Yeah.
I use a pendulum. But dowsing rods, I think, are being helped by whatever magnetic pulls of the ley lines in the earth. I mean, you might not even be near a ley line, but if you're actually physically dowsing for water, it'll go to the lines for water. If you're dowsing and trying to get a yes or a no question, that's a little different. Then I think you're communing with your spirit guides, which is what you're getting with the pendulum.
Yep. Now, I've gotten 2 or 3 really good psychics that told me that pendulums are too easily manipulated. And so I just don't use them anymore. And it's not that I don't trust it, but if I would use it, I would use it as an adjunct to something else. So if I'm asking a question with cards, I might use it for a verification. But I've stopped using it, otherwise. When they told me that, I thought about it and I thought, that's possible. But
well, you can always test it with a pendulum.
Sure,
you can
sure.
say, this is show me this, show me that, and then try to make your mind a blank and see what happens. But I think just like with Ouija boards, I think you have to know how to ground yourself, protect yourself, block out mischievous entities. There's a whole little ritual there that you have to go through to make sure that what's coming through is not coming from you or your ego or a trickster spirit or whatever. There's techniques for this. And you do have to be somewhat careful. You just don't want your 6-year-old picking up a pendulum and saying, "See, Mom, it says I don't have to go to school today."
That's right. I can have all the cookies in the cookie jar. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Ask for protection. Absolutely. Cat Mama actually does the rods. She was on one of my open mic nights a couple of months ago, and she does really well with it. So yeah, the rods have a different feel. She said she uses both. So
yeah, they do have a different feel. Yeah,
they do. And Valerie, thanks for this. I was taught to connect your pendulum to your heart, your higher self, and I bring in my higher self, and she always gives me correct answers. So I guess it's all in your intention as well. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Ladies, what can I say? I had a wonderful time with you. Thank you so much for spending a Sunday afternoon with us. And thank you to all of our, both of our channel moderators and the people that have come on and asked questions. And, and thank you for some magical readings, ladies. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, Allie. I'm really glad we finally got together and everything, because I have been watching you, and a lot of people talk about you in a good way, a very good
okay. way. You're sweet. Thank you.
And yeah, I love your energy, and thank you so much. This has been It's been fun.
It has been fun, and thank you, Colleen. I love being with you, as you well know anyway.
Yeah,
and next week, do you want to do the thing next week live when we do it, Colleen? Or do you want to?
We could.
Because you have something to bring through at the end. So if you want to, we can. But I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll send you a thing out to you, because that's part of my Ascended Masters series. And I'm still waiting for other people to finish up doing some of their Ascended Masters. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I don't want to stop. We're not done. So thank you.
There's so many Ascended Masters. How can you stop?
Well, that's right. I want to watch that one. I want to watch and see what you guys come up with.
That's cool. That's cool. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.